An Ontario man who claimed he had conducted executions for the so-called Islamic State is facing the rare charge of faking his involvement with a terrorist group. The 25-year-old has been identified by sources as the same man who featured in a New York Times podcast called Caliphate. In that podcast, he claimed he carried out executions for ISIS in Syria and then returned home to Canada a free man. The RCMP now say he made it up. He's been arrested and charged. Our chief investigative correspondent, Caroline Jarvis, joins me from Toronto with the details. Caroline.
Donna, until now, he's only gone by the alias Abu Huzayfah, but now we're able to share his real name, Shehroze Chaudhry, a man who's been charged with committing a terrorism hoax. And a warning, some of the excerpts from the podcast you're about to hear are graphic and disturbing.
After that, I stabbed him. The blood was it was warm, and it sprayed everywhere.
His gruesome, detailed confessions of execution-style murders were heard around the world.
What are we going to call him? The Canadian?
He wants us to call him Abu Huzayfah.
Known only by his alias, we can now show you what he looks like and share his real name, Shehroze Chaudhry, a man from Burlington, Ontario, who's facing a charge of committing a terrorism hoax, meaning some or all of his grisly account of traveling to Syria and joining the so-called Islamic State may be a lie.
We put him up on a cross, and I had to leave the dagger in his heart.
Chaudhry caused a firestorm in Ottawa when politicians believed a terrorist had returned to Canada without arrest.
Canadians deserve more answers from this government.
Absolutely.
Why aren't they doing something about this despicable animal walking around the country?
The facts in Chaudhry's story changed as he spoke with different reporters, including Global News, to whom he claimed he served in ISIS but didn't kill anyone.
I need to figure out, is he for real?
The Caliphate podcast, produced by the New York Times, found holes in Huzayfah's story, but said two officials in the U.S. government, as well as an ISIS source, confirmed he was a member of ISIS in Syria. If he's found guilty of committing a terrorism hoax, Chaudhry could face up to 5 years in jail.
They will have to show that because of the hoax, that it's creating fear that these individuals aren't being prosecuted, that our security services can't do their jobs, that people should fear that ISIS fighters are returning and running around.
We reached out to the New York Times for comment late today, but didn't hear back by our deadline. Chaudhry is scheduled to appear in court in November. Donna?
Caroline Jarvis in Toronto, thanks.